Alright, we're back, and we got ourselves a stout, because it is stout season. Right there we got the old varietal. This one's local, like I've told you guys before. This one's called Dark Wave Stout, 6.7%. Varietal's probably my second favorite in the area, and just only slightly. I really enjoy their beers. And I had one of these earlier at the brewery, or at another brewery they had their beer there. And I had one and I was like, I'm taking some of those home. This is like, for not being like super high up there in the alcohol level, it does have a nice body to it. It doesn't feel thin or whatnot. It has like that creamy mouthfeel. And it's just like a ton of roast. And like a bit of dark chocolate. Really nice. Really nice straight up stout. We are going to be using a new razor to the den. I showed it in my unboxing video, but it's the charcoal razor. It comes in this little tin. Not super heavy duty, but it appears to be unscathed, like in the way of dents. However, this is like a coaster, and what I like most about this is on the top there, you can see the lining around the sides has had kind of a rough go of it, so I'm just going to take that out. No reason in trying to keep that there. But you can see on the top, it has that little beer, and this is actually a removable coaster with the charcoal on one side, and then like a little safety razor and a brush on the other side. So I thought that was kind of cool, especially because the main reason I wanted to get this is that it was made in Yakima, Washington, which just so happens to be the city where I live, which just so happens to be the hop capital of the world. And so them including a little beer coaster, I thought was a nice nod to the city right there. This is the little foam insert packaging. I don't know if they come with Gillette Platinums or if Ken from Shave 326 included those. He's the one that I bought this off of. I will say, packaging can be improved. This, the top cap was snug, but not very. And the handle was entirely free floating. It was not like form-fitted hard foam mold or anything like that. It can be improved, so that's, there's that. It's not the worst I've ever seen. Rex Envoy. But it's not the worst either. So, here's the razor itself. It is as far as like aesthetics go, I think it's a very simplistic. I don't think it has anything that makes it look overly flashy as far as the head goes. It's about, a medium profile. I've seen slimmer, but it's nothing bulky or anything like that. And I don't find anything about it, ugly as far as the head goes. Now, as far as the handle goes, if anybody likes this, it's yours. I'll sell it to you for the low. I'm not a fan of the handle. I'm not a fan. I don't think functionally it's going to work well. The main knurling is up here, which I feel like is way high. I don't hold my razor up there. There's nothing in the body where I will be holding it. Then it has like these halos on the bottom, which is better than nothing. At least they're not deep halos like the carbon, so they'll be easier to clean. I'm going to be using these double-edged blades that I got at a local RiteAid, which is just like a little drugstore, little grocery. And I assume they're made by Persona, although it doesn't say anywhere on the packaging that they're made by Persona. I'm just guessing. They have the same arrows on the blade as some Personas I've seen. Let's see, you can see there for yourself. So, it is what it is. I'm just gonna slip that over the top cap. You can see it has like 3 posts. It has the post that has the screw and the threading, and then on the bottom cap it has the adjacent kind of inserts there. I suppose it's the bottom cap has the matching female variety. Hey. So there it is, loaded up. We're going to give this a try. This is not the charcoal everyday razor. This is the charcoal level 2, which was actually first pushed on me by Anthony Vincent. I think it's his favorite DE. I got the Lancaster with the V1 badger knot. This one just so happens to be Conquest, the first horseman of the apocalypse, arrived on a white horse. So that's what we're going to be using today. I already have the soap loaded up in the bowl, and as far as the soap, this goes to last year's MVP, Barrister Mann Vespers. And actually, I'm going to pull a shave cave and hit myself with the EdT one time for before the shave. Just put that EDP dead center of the chest, get those fucking pump it up, you know what I mean? Pump the scent. Because I absolutely love this scent. I slept on it. I had a sample of it for the better part of a year, and I've told this story before, but I basically never opened it. Or maybe I opened it and at the time my first impressions were lackluster, and so I pushed it to the back of the drawer, forgot about it, and then I gave it another chance. And either my nose, my likes developed, or something happened. I got a better whiff, a more complete understanding of the scent, and it was like love. I was in love after that. This was definitely my last year's MVP. It was a late submission, but I fell in love with it. I didn't stop using it really until the spring, and I'm talking about the EDP or the EDT, whatever it is. I didn't stop using it until then because I was just floored by it. It started warming up, and I was like, oh, it's not really, it's a bit heavy for warmer weather, and I would feel uncomfortable having something that heavy on me when it was warmer, and I just didn't want to stop wearing it though. Alright, so let's get some water on the face, then we'll get some lather on the face. As far as the scent notes go, they're listed right on the tub. Cranberry, balsam, mousse de Saxon, fern, and I think Vespers has this nice evergreen character to it. I think that comes courtesy of the balsam and the fern, creating like a wintertime scenario with an evergreen scent. The cranberry adds some kind of a tart sweetness, also reminiscent of kind of like, Christmas time and maybe some of the baked goods that would be made at that time. And the cranberry is not heavy whatsoever, but it's just there in the background to round out the scent. And this is in Excelsior. I don't think I mentioned that. It is in Excelsior. And then the mousse de Sax gives it kind of like this kind of warmth, little bit darkness to it, maybe like a like a Christmas night. I don't know. It's blended very well, like between the crisp evergreen with the balsam and fir, and then that little bit of warmth and darkness. That it kind of makes it like a hearty scent with that mousse de sax, and then the cranberry is just there to round it out, keep it from going too dark. I fucking love it. I love it. So here we go. I'm gripping it, kind of gripping it where there's no grip. So I'm gonna like force myself to spread my grip, but it's not comfy. Okay. All right. It's feeling good. So far, so good. I gotta say, at least on this with the grain pass, I'm digging it. I'm feeling what Anthony Vincent is laying down. So far I'm feeling like he may have been onto something. Yeah. So here's the thing. It kind of initially reminded me of the Carbon CX that I got from Ken initially. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be a winner for me because I liked the shaves that I got from that Carbon CX. They were smooth, they were comfy, and sneakily efficient. And I have no idea what the like base plate or blade gap variant that I had in my possession when I was borrowing it from Ken. I suppose it doesn't matter since I have no interest in buying it, but this felt somewhat similar to that. At least like on my first with the grain pass, you know. I think Reed might be onto something. If you have matching like EDP or EDT to your shave soap, just hit yourself. I mean, you don't gotta blast the whole fucking bottle or a third of the bottle. But got a little blood right there. Oh, but there is a bump. So I'm not gonna hold that against it. Wasn't a weeper. I obviously ran over the top of a bump. But where was I? I completely lost train of thought. Fuck it. We'll pick up somewhere else. The razor on that first pass was very smooth. Again, it's yet another razor offering that I feel like the amount of blade feel is just kind of in that like right above moderate level. And what I mean by that is like there's no blade feel, and then there's where blade feel, I feel like, begins. Okay, if that makes sense. There's where the blade feel, you start perceiving it. And I feel like this is kind of like 1 or 2 steps into that. You're starting to perceive blade feel. It's not a lot. It's not like a blade feel monster or anything like that. I feel like it's in kind of like the beginning steps. And that is personally, I think, where I like it the most. It doesn't feel threatening, but you can feel it. So you kind of know where you're at on your face by feel. And it is still very comfy. Even on these first against the grain strokes, it's feeling comfy. And so, I think with this first run, whoops, supposed to be going the other way. I think with this first run, I'm gonna be pretty fucking satisfied. Looks like I just took the head off of something else, but it's all right. Kind of comes with the territory there. Let me try to get this neck real quick. Just kind of knock down that little bit of hamburger that comes up. All right. So let's kind of see how it did as far as efficiency. In the first pass, I definitely still felt stubble. So let's feel how it feels upon this second pass, which is my against the grain pass, if you're unaware. All right. This side is feeling smooth. Okay. Looks like I could have done a little better right there. Right on the Adam's apple. Kind of DFS, but not quite BBS. And the rest of it's feeling pretty smooth. So I am mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Let me get this slickness off my hands. Let's see if I can. I usually get it by hitting that, and I did. So, there we go. That's pretty nice. Pretty fucking nice. I think it had a pretty good first outing. I mean, it was comfy on the face. It wasn't too much blade feel for me. It was actually pretty close to my sweet spot, which is like I said, kind of like the first few steps into where you start perceiving blade feel. And then, efficiency-wise, it got me BBS in my with and against the grain, technique that I do. So, not mad at that. I mean, really, I don't need to speak more about the efficiency. I do what I normally do, and it got me there with no extra effort. So, check. You know, that box is checked. Aesthetically, I think it's pretty bland, and as far as the head goes, and as far as the handle goes, I think it's but ugly. But as far as the shave goes, sort of like the Carbon CX that I used. It gave me a great shave, and I look forward to selling that handle ASAP and replacing it with a much more handsome and much more you know, something with more knurling, something that's more like useful, I suppose. It's not the word I'm looking for, but it's the word I'm going to go with. Utilitarian. There it is. I was like, what am I thinking of? I got the Vespers Splash right there. I believe this is in Deltas. But I am open to being wrong. I know that I'm pretty positive the soap is in Excelsior. Ooh, that's got a bit of tingle there. Must have alcohol in it. I definitely felt a little sizzle. As far as the shave goes, looks good though. Other than those bumps I ran over, I think we got away with a pretty close fucking shave. Oh, God, that's good. I'm telling you, motherfuckers, like, if Barrister Mann drops this again, which I don't know if they drop it every year, but if they do, at least buy a sample or ask a friend, 'cause this shit's the truth. Alright. So we already hit the EDP, so no need to show that again. The Charcoal Level 2, Anthony, great recommendation, bro. And hey, thanks for putting me on to that it was in Yakima, Washington. You could tell you're a fan of something when you know, like, exactly where it's made. You know what I mean? Yeah, you did more than just buy it and use it, and, you know, more than just the specs. Like, he knew where it was made and everything. I told him, like, yeah, I live in Yakima. And he was like, that's where it's made. Like, you gotta check it out. You gotta. And then he was, like, pushing it on me. So, yeah, great recommendation, bro. Honestly, it's not just because a hometown thing. Honestly, that reminded me a lot of the Carbon, and I like the Carbon. Not a fan of the handle of this. Not a fan of the handle of the Carbon. I think the Carbon's top cap and bottom cap kind of look pretty bland. I think the Charcoal's looks pretty fucking bland. As far as the shave goes, gives a pretty fucking good shave. And I think, other than pushing this on you guys, Vespers, which is fucking awesome, I think other than that, it's pretty much all that needs to be said. That was one hell of a good shave. I cannot wait to try some more blades in that thing and get some more uses in that thing. Get a new handle on that thing, to be honest. But other than that, cheers, guys. Thank you for joining me for another beer and a shave. Hope you motherfuckers have a good night.